is up, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the AK Show. It's your boy AK the Ref. How is everybody doing on this Wednesday? Happy hump day. You've made it halfway through, I would assume, the work week. You're almost to Friday. We here on a Wednesday. Yeah, gotta get here. Have a 2-hour delayed start today for school because of the weather. It rained last night, and then it snowed, and then there were like wind gusts of up to 70 miles an hour. People lost power last night. We didn't lose power last night, but I know some other people did. Winds were strong last night. You could hear them. Like, it was blowing hard last night. We got a delayed start, which I'm glad there is school, so we don't have to make up this day later in the year. But yeah, 2-hour delayed start, and then right before I jumped on here, I saw the breaking news, some Chiefs breaking news like 15 minutes ago. And I also want to talk about what happened last Saturday night at Elimination Chamber. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. But we here on a Wednesday. This is the official episode for this week. And this ain't no special episode. We getting here. We getting it done. We here. I got to give it to the people out there. But don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Right now, we're at 2,400 subscribers on the YouTube channel. So we're trying to get to that 2,500 mark. And then after that, the next goal would be 3,000 subscribers and so on. Every 500. That's the goal. Every 500. I mean, till we get 1 million. That's a goal. Get 1 million. And then after that, get another 1 million. Why not? Let's go. We can just be as big as anybody. It don't matter. But I plan to have another guest on here in the next few weeks. Maybe 2 guests during my time of when we have spring break, because I have plenty of time. So I plan to at least have another guest on, maybe 2 in that time frame to get it recorded, back-to-back episodes where we have guests on. Because I want to get more guests on here. I just don't want it to be me here on talking all the time. Because I want to hear what other people's opinions are. You might want to hear what other people's opinions are. And then we'll work down the line of guests. And then hopefully we can reach that point to where we can get some like big name guests. But and that's the goal as well. Build the subscribers, build the channel, start with guests, and then build up to getting guests who have big names. So we here. That's what we're trying to do. But today, like I said, there was some breaking news. We're going to get into that first, and then we're going to get into Elimination Chamber, what happened last Saturday at Elimination Chamber. The breaking news that I just saw on my feed was the Chiefs making a trade, trading a player that I didn't think they were going to get rid of this year. Had I not heard it yesterday? I heard it yesterday on the radio. They were just throwing out scenarios like, hey, they could cut this player and save $16 million in cap. And I was like, no, they're not going to do that to him. They're not going to trade him. And when I'm talking about Joe Tooney, yes, the Chiefs officially traded Joe Tooney to the Chicago Bears for a 4th-round pick in the 2026 draft. So that's next year's draft. But that trade opens up $16 million in cap space that the Chiefs didn't have because there's $17 million over the cap. So trading him frees up $16 million, but you're still $1 million over. But once they get that franchise tag off the book, once they come to an agreement with Trey Smith for an extension, that'll open up some cap space. You can always rework Travis Kelce's deal because he's due to make $19 million this year. You can always pay roster bonuses to Mahomes to reconstruct his deal, pay him money up front to take some of that cap hit. There's things you can do. There's things to finagle the cap. But like I said, when I heard just them throwing out scenarios yesterday on the radio, on local sports talk radio in Kansas City, and they were talking about, you could cut Joe Tooney and that would save you cap. I'm like, there's no way they're going to cut him, right? He did you. Yes, granted, in the Super Bowl, the whole team got their ass whipped. It just wasn't him. But for that period, when you moved him to left tackle, he did what he needed to do to help the team win. I was like, they're not gonna release him or anything like that. If anything, they'll reconstruct his deal because he only had 1 year left on his deal. So they'll reconstruct it, spread that $16 million out over this year and next year, maybe another year after that. But then I just literally woke up and saw the breaking news. Joe Tooney traded to the Bears. I'm like, wait, what? And then I immediately turned it on local sports talk radio to see what they were talking about. And I was like, what? This is real. This is real. So yeah, he's no longer with the Kansas City Chiefs. Joe Tooney is going to be a Chicago Bear now, and that leaves us with 2 holes to fill on the offensive line and left tackle and now left guard, because Tooney was one of the best left guards in the league, and so you did have that solid interior offensive line with Tooney, Creed, and Trey Smith, and then you still had Jawan Taylor, which I know people are frustrated with, but he's going to be on this team at least another year. So that leaves you with those 2 holes to fill, but it does give you some cap space, and they'll figure out the rest of the cap space in the coming weeks before, I think it's March 14th, when they have to be under the cap. It can't be over there right now. Even with trading him, they're still about $1 million over. So, but they'll get that figured out. Listen, Tooney was great when he was here, and there's no denying that he was a big part of why we won back-to-back Super Bowls when he was here, in reshaping that offensive line after the Tampa Bay loss. They went in, they reshaped the offensive line. Granted, we lost the following year in the AFC Championship game, but then we came back and went to 3 straight Super Bowls, winning back-to-back Super Bowls. And we got our ass beat this year. And why? Offensive line. Offensive line was a reason for that. But the whole team got their ass whooped. It is what it is. We know that. It left a bad taste in everybody's mouth. But here's the thing, and I was reading some comments before I got on here, and people are like, what are we doing? Why are we trading the best left guard in football? Well, because you just signed probably the best right guard in football. You're going to eventually sign him to an extension. You franchise tag them. You're not going to have 2 high paid guards on your team. So something's got to give, because you still got to go out and try to find your left tackle. Maybe you make a trade with another team. Maybe you sign one of these veteran free agents, because I was listening yesterday and hearing draft experts talk that there's not really that type of left tackle in this year's draft. And like I said before on the previous episode, that I don't want the Chiefs just to go trade up to get a left tackle if they don't believe that's the guy that's going to be that guy for the next 10 years. Don't just trade up just to get that guy, just to appease everybody. If there's nobody in there, okay, I'm fine with getting a veteran option. Re-signing DJ Humphries, go get Ronnie Stanley, go get a veteran option that's in free agency. Go get Donovan Smith, if you know Donovan Smith, the year before last, he was on the Chiefs Super Bowl team against against the 49ers. He was the left tackle. And then he was a free agent, and we went into the season. I was like, I knew they were going with Kingsley and Y.A. Morrison at left tackle, right? Trying that out. And then you got halfway through the season, it didn't work. And then I remember they were talking about Donovan Smith coming back, and I was like, he was solid the year before last. I mean, the previous year. I was like, yeah, go get him. But they never signed him. It was never an option. They went and signed DJ Humphries. Well, I was found out yesterday that he had a training injury in like late May. And when the Chiefs needed to go look for something, he was still recovering from the injury. And no, I don't think nobody knew that then, except maybe the Chiefs, but it wasn't out there in the news, because I was always thinking, why didn't you just go pick up Donovan Smith in the middle of the season? Because we know he can play left tackle. He was decent, won a Super Bowl with him. But come to find out, he had a training, injured himself, and was out. And by the time the Chiefs needed left tackle, he still hadn't recovered. He was still, rehabbing and whatnot. So he's also an option. I mean, those are your only options. I mean, you could still draft a left tackle maybe in the later rounds as a project if you think there's a guy there worth taking. But from what I'm hearing, they said this is not the draft for that left tackle, that type of left tackle that you want to be here for the next 10 years. And I'm okay with them getting like a bridge gap left tackle. I'm okay with that. Like, really, I am. But yeah, I think those are your options on left tackle. I think they're going to do one of the veteran free agents options to be a bridge gap guy. I think they're going to move Kingsley to left guard. I know Brett Veach mentioned it about Kingsley playing guard when he was at the Combine this past week, but other people had been talking about it, like other sports people on sports talk radio in Kansas City had been talking about, like, yeah, if Trey Smith doesn't sign, you could always move Kingsley to right guard. That's a position he could play because he's not in open space, which was a struggle for him at left tackle. So that had been being mentioned before. This move of trading Joe Tooney makes sense, because now you're going to pay Trey Smith, who's younger. You already paid Creed Humphrey. You already got your right tackle for at least this season. Jawan Taylor's not going anywhere. So if you want that to happen, it ain't happening. Not this year. He still has this year left. So he's playing this year. So you have Creed Humphrey at center, right guard Trey Smith, Jawan Taylor at right tackle, and then they'll plug in Kingsley at left guard, and then they'll probably go get one of those bridge left tackles to sign for maybe 1-2 years. Who that may be, I don't know. But I don't want, like I said, I don't want them to go into the draft and be like, hey, let's just draft the guy. If they don't believe that's the guy, please don't trade up. Use those picks, use those top 100 picks to get other positions in need, like a pass rusher, a DB, a linebacker, another wide receiver. Like, I don't need you to use those top 100 picks. If there's not a left tackle there worth taking, I don't need you to do that. I don't need you to force it. I don't need you to trade up and lose other picks because we only have 6 picks. We got 4 in the top 100. We have a first round, a second round, and 2 third rounds. And then after that, it's a fourth. I think it's a fourth and then a 7th. So we only have 6 picks in this year's draft. If you're trading up, you better be positive that that's that guy. Because if it's not, it ain't gonna be good. Because then you're leaving yourself short for other position needs you need. Like, you still need another pass rush. You need another wide receiver. Hell, you need another running back. And this draft is deep in running backs. You need some DB help. You need another linebacker because you're losing Bolton. Maybe you might be able to re-sign Bolton with trading Joe Tooney. I don't know. There's a lot of things that are in play now that can happen. Since you traded Joe Tooney, you got that $16 million off the books, and then you're going to reconstruct some other deals, move some money around. Once you get Trey Smith under a long-term deal, that will help the cap number, because right now his cap number is at 23. So once you get him under a long deal, it won't be 23 million per year. It'll probably be like 17, 18 million per year. So that would add some cap. You reconstruct Travis Kelce, you do something with Mahomes' contract, reconstruct that to add more cap, and we'll be fine. And then you can go in there and get your left tackle. Maybe you can re-sign. I don't know. There's a lot of different things you can do. When I saw it, I was like shocked, but now I'm like, okay, well, listen, we traded Tyreek Hill. We won back-to-back Super Bowls. So I can't sit here and say that they don't know what they're doing, because they do. They do. Veach and company, Andy Reid, they know what they're doing. And we just gotta trust the process. Yes, left tackle has been a constant position of need since Eric Fisher hasn't been the left tackle. Now, granted, we've won 2 Super Bowls with the type of left tackles that we had. One of them was Orlando Brown, who I thought was going to be here after his deal was up, but he priced himself out. And then after that, we got Donovan Smith. So we won it with Orlando Brown against the first time we played the Eagles. And then the next year, he went free agency and signed with the Bengals. And then we got Donovan Smith for 1 year. And then we won a Super Bowl. And then this year, it was, hey, let's try Kingsley. That didn't work out. So they moved Joe Tooney over in the middle of the season. They tried bringing DJ Humphries in. He got hurt. So that never really got taken off the ground. And then we just, you know what happened in the Super Bowl. It happened. And I know the offensive line was a whole issue the whole entire season. It was. Pass protection was an issue. I never tried to sugarcoat it. I know you win. Listen, if you're in Kansas City, we know. So I don't like when people tell me, yeah, they just didn't want to believe it. That's a load of bullshit. Any real Chiefs fan knew, hey, the offensive line is an issue. Specifically, the left tackle is an issue. And we knew that. The Chiefs knew that. That's why they went out there and got DJ Humphries to try to, fix it in the middle of the season. It's kind of hard. The only option you have is trade for somebody or see who's at home in free agency and bring them in. Or you got to move somebody from here to here, use what you have in-house. We knew it was an issue. So I hate when people tell us that, hey, y'all didn't think it was an issue. Yeah, we knew. Real Chiefs fans knew it was an issue. Yeah, we're winning, but we still knew it was an issue. We knew Mahomes didn't have a lot of time to throw the ball. Running the ball, they were fine. Pass protection, that's where the issue was. We knew it was an issue. Get out of here. We knew it was. But I trust they know what they're doing. Players get released, players get traded, right? And this was nothing more than, we got to make some cap room. Sorry, you're the one that has to go. Plus, he's 31. Trey Smith is younger. Creed Humphrey's younger. Yes, we're going to have to get a left tackle. That's more important, getting that left tackle, than keeping Joe Tooney. We got to open up cap room because we got to pay this guy. We got to go out and get a left tackle and, a veteran option, because that's more important than having a high-paid left guard. Let's be honest. Left tackle is the most important position on the offensive line. And I think it's probably the second most important position in football. Especially if you're paying your quarterback a whole bunch of money, you need that left tackle. You need him. You need that left tackle to protect the blind side of your quarterback. Now, unless your quarterback's left-handed, then it's that right, not the blind side, but to protect, the blind side. But if your quarterback's left-handed, then you need that right tackle. But still, there's not a lot of left-handed quarterbacks in football. So it's always that left tackle is like the second most important position in football. And then probably behind that is probably pass rush. It probably goes quarterback, left tackle, and pass rush. Maybe probably in that order. Because you need a quarterback, you need that left tackle, and then defensively you need a pass rush. And then you fill in the rest. Probably get yourself a weapon that your quarterback can throw to, and then more pass rush. More pass rush. Because it seems teams have like 2 legit pass rushers on their team. So we'll see. It's going to be now the offseason is getting real interesting. I'm excited. I think it would be fun. You plug Kingsley in there if that's the position that he can fill and fit in. You're solid there. You got your interior. You got your right tackle at least for this year, and then you just go out and get a bridge gap player for left tackle, and then you come back and reevaluate in the draft to see if there's what the left tackle class looks like next year's draft. But just build this offensive line, get the guy you think that can come in here, stay healthy, and be solid. That's all I need. That's all they need. They need somebody to be solid. And if Kingsley can go in left guard and be fucking solid and be like, oh yeah, this is his position. It ain't left tackle, is playing guard. And you can bring in that veteran left tackle to come in here and be solid and play every game, every offensive snap, and not get hurt and be solid. And we can be the offense I know we can be. Let's go. I'm good. Let's go. But that's all I wanted to come on here and say about that was the breaking news. But we're going to take a quick break. And then on the other side, we're going to talk about Elimination Chamber. We'll be right back. And we are back here on the AK Show. Like I said, if you did not hear the breaking news, the Kansas City Chiefs have traded Joe Tooney to the Chicago Bears for a 2026 fourth-round pick. So that makes this offseason very interesting, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But right now, I want to get into the Elimination Chamber from last Saturday night in Toronto, Canada. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the thing that happened with John Cena. So WWE had their last premium live event before WrestleMania, because right now we are on the road to WrestleMania 41. We've been on the road. I think the road to WrestleMania starts after Royal Rumble ends. It kind of begins, but I think after that, you got your Royal Rumble winner. You know, okay, this is who's facing this champion. This is who they're going to pick to face which champion. And then you're moving to piece together the other parts that are going to go into WrestleMania. You know, when you have the men's winner and you have the women's winner, they choose who they're going to face. And then you start building the other matches. You start announcing them and you start that build up. You start that road. So I think right after Royal Rumble ends, that's when you're hitting the fast road to WrestleMania. And this past Saturday was the last premium live event before WrestleMania. So you had the Elimination Chamber, you had the men's, you had the women's. John Cena won the men's, so he's going to go on to WrestleMania to face Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. You had Bianca Belair win the women's Elimination Chamber, which at that moment she was going to go on to face Rhea Ripley, but this past Monday, Io Sky beat Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. So now it's Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, but I think that could get turned into a triple threat match, and it could be Bianca, Rhea, and Io Sky for that championship, for the Women's World Championship match. And then you got Charlotte versus Tiffany Stratton as of right now, and then you got Jey Uso versus Gunther. Really, those are the matches that you probably know of. Cody Rhodes versus Cena, Io Sky as of right now versus Bianca, Tiffany versus Charlotte, and Gunther versus Jey Uso. Right now, those are 4 matches that you know for sure are going to happen, right? But I'm not even here to get into the ins and outs of Elimination Chamber. I'll maybe go down the list afterward and predict what matches I think will be fill the rest of the cards at WrestleMania. I'm not here to get into the ins out of everything that happened at Elimination Chamber, which I enjoyed the pay-per-view. I thought it was good. The premium live event, I enjoyed it. The tag match with Trish and Tiffany Stratton against Candice LeRae. Was it Candice LeRae? What? I don't want to butcher that. And God, what is her name? Nia Jax. I thought that was a good match. I thought both chamber matches were good. And Sami Zayn and KO just beating the shit out of each other in an unsanctioned match. And I like how they dimmed the lights to make it like, this is unofficial. We're not. But they went at that shit. That was brutal. But I'm really here to discuss the shocking events that happened at the end of Elimination Chamber. You know what I'm talking about. John Cena wins Elimination Chamber. Basically, he didn't make CM Punk tap. CM Punk just, he had the STFU on him. He made him pass out. John Cena wins. He was Elimination Chamber. He wins. He gets to go to WrestleMania to face Cody Rhodes. After the match, Cody Rhodes came out. The Rock came out with Travis Scott. I'm pretty sure Cody Rhodes came out first. Then The Rock came out because we all know before Elimination Chamber, The Rock came to SmackDown the week before last and asked Cody to be his champion. He's like, I don't want you to be my champion. I want your soul. Basically, he wanted Cody Rhodes to sell his soul to keep the American dream alive and be his corporate champ. And he was like, I'll get your answer at Elimination Chamber. You think about it. So we get to Elimination Chamber. They're both out there. Cena's still out there, because, he's going to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 41 in the main, probably night 2 main event, I would be assuming. And then The Rock asks us, Cody Rhodes, like, what's your answer? And before he even asks him, he touches him on the face, like, what's your answer? I'll give you everything you want. And then Cody Rhodes saying, like, I've already sold my soul. Basically, it doesn't belong to me anymore. It belongs to this ring. It belongs to wrestling. It belongs to these people. It no longer belongs to me. And then he told The Rock to go fuck himself. And I was like, yeah. And John Cena, being John Cena, is in the back like, yeah. Because The Rock and John Cena don't get along, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay. Before it happened, I had a split moment in my head. I had a split thought that, like, what if John Cena just attacks Cody Rhodes right now? And then I was like, it was like literally a split second thought. I was like, what if he does it? Because John Cena's in the back, and I'm just thinking, like, he's cheering, and that's like John Cena type behavior right there, right? That's typical. And I'm in my head, I'm thinking, what if he attacks Cody Rhodes right now? And I thought about it for a split second. I was like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. They're gonna shake hands and tell The Rock to fuck off. I was expecting maybe somebody else to come out and attack Cody Rhodes or something like that. But when John Cena went to go, hug him, I was like, it's still nothing processed until they showed that camera view and he looked up at The Rock and his face went from this to like fuck this shit angry face. And then you see The Rock take the thing and he's like 2 fingers up, because previous time he was holding up 3 fingers. Now he's holding up 2. I think we're getting to the one of the tribal chief as his next victim. But when he did that, I was like, I stood up, bro. My wife was sleeping. I was sitting here. I was like, let's fucking go. It's happening. It's happening. And then he they were embracing. And then he stood back. He was like, yeah, man. And then kicked him right in the balls. I was like, oh my God. We have been waiting on this for years. For John Cena to turn heel, we have been waiting on this, and it happened at the moment you didn't expect it, because he's in his final year of wrestling. Like, this is it for him, and you think he's just gonna come on. This is gonna be like his final victory tour, his going away tour, his last dance, whatever you want to call it. His send off. You think he's gonna be the normal John Cena, but then they do this. Hold on, let me. This is what there it is. Exactly. I give that a fucking round of applause, because I did not see that coming. It's a split moment, like I said. I looked at it, I was like, nah. And then 20 seconds later, it happened. He kicks him right in the balls. And then he beats the shit out of him. The Rock beats the shit out of him. John Cena beats the shit out of him. Travis Scott slaps the shit out of him. And come to find out, I read that he got injured from that slap by Travis Scott. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what it says on the dirt sheets. I don't really listen to the dirt sheets that much. And then The Rock was beating the shit out of him with the belt. John Cena took the Rolex, hit him in the face. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. And then people were like, what? Listen, some people are going to say it's not. This is like Hogan joining the NWO. This has that same thing. Yeah, we're in a different age and they're years apart, but nobody expected this to happen ever. They thought John Cena, we're gonna be face our whole entire career because they posted it. It was like 3,000 something days. It was like 22 years of John Cena being a face. That was his run. Like after he got done with like being Dr. Thugonomics, it was like 22 years of never give up, hustle, loyalty, and respect. Everything is about being the good guy, right? And then you had that long ass run as a babyface. And there was a moment John Cena's talked about where he was going to turn heel in like 2012, the first time he faced The Rock, but it didn't happen. But now it happened. It happened, and nobody expected it. And if they did, they're lying. Now, there might have been some people, but if the majority says, "Oh, we knew he was going to turn heel," I'm like, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. You were just shocked as I was. Now, had there been signs? Probably, because now people are posting pictures with The Rock like beating up Cody Rhodes at one point, and then there's a truck in the background, and it's just showing John Cena's face. Like there's a moment where The Rock, Cody are right here, and then in the background on the truck is John Cena's face, and then they're like, "Oh, he's throwing up the three." That's what Cena does, throws up threes, and I'm like, have they been giving us clues this the entire time? And I'm like, if they have, that's fucking brilliant. That's fucking amazing. And then they also somebody posted on social media about like when he had that match with Bray Wyatt when it was during COVID time, and it was showing John Cena with the NWO shirt on, and that whole match was great. The Firefly House or the Fun House match that they had, I thought that match was fun. And then it showed like at one point John Cena struggling with like inner demons to come out. And they're saying, well, Bray Wyatt's been told you this years ago that eventually this is going to happen. I'm like, this is fucking. I commented on that post. I'm like, that's long-term storytelling. I'm fucking excited for this shit. And then that picture at the end where you got Travis Scott, you got The Rock, and you got Cena, and like fucking Cena's on top of fucking Cody Rhodes' head, and they're just staring there. I'm like, that picture go hard. That picture go hard. And now the Topps trading card is getting a card where it has all three of their autographs: The Rock, Cena, and Travis Scott. When they're all in that picture and they're just standing over Cody Rhodes, that card is gonna go hard. That whole picture go hard. I don't give a fuck with anything. This is the same level of when Hogan joined the NWO that night at Bash at the Beach. But this, you just didn't expect it. It was brilliant. It was brilliant the way it was done. I fucking love it. I can't wait to see what happens at WrestleMania. I think, and then Punk then on Monday went off on everybody. I think he gets added to that match and it's a triple threat. And then I think he's going to call in his favor, and I think Roman's going to try to come in and help Punk win. But in the end, I think Cena's coming out on top, and he's going to be that corporate champion. And then whatever happens after that, I don't know. I'm just excited for this just run up to WrestleMania with a heel Cena. I can't wait. And then I was reading dirt sheets again, that Travis Scott is gonna make his new theme song, and I'm hoping for some like raw ass fucking John Cena. And then when he went to the press conference, he walked in, he grabbed the mic, dropped it, and walked out, and didn't say a word. I'm like, yeah, I like this. Let's fucking go. Let's go with this. I'm excited to see where this goes. It got me hyped. I'm excited, but I'm Team Rock all the time, whether he's a face or a heel. So you can fuck with the final boss. You about to find out. Fuck around and find out, right? That's what I'm saying. Hey, we Team Rock. We Team Final Boss. I don't care who's facing them. You don't want to cross the boss, the final boss. So I'm Team Rock, whether he's face heel. But I'm enjoying this. The storytelling is just unbelievable. When he came back last year and they did that whole build up to WrestleMania, brilliant. And then he comes back now. He made some appearances here and there, but then he comes back and said, "I need you to sell your soul." I'm like, where the fuck is this going? And then what happened at Elimination Chamber with John Cena turned heel? Fuck out. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Just sit back. Everybody talking shit about The Rock. You wish The Rock's got more talent in his finger than you do in your whole body. Okay, just sit back and enjoy the show. Just sit back and enjoy the lead up to WrestleMania because it's gonna be another fabulous WrestleMania. Let's fucking go. But before I get out of here, quick rundown how I think WrestleMania may turn out. So right now you got Cena, Cody Rhodes. You got Gunther and Jay for their championship. You're probably gonna have Solo. So I'm reading this prediction card. You're gonna have Solo face somebody. Could it be Jacob Fatu? I don't know. You can have Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. But I think Rhea Ripley gets added as a triple threat match. I also think CM Punk gets added to Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns could be a potential match. You're definitely going to have Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest. Bayley's probably going to be on there. You're probably going to have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. I'm assuming you're going to have a multi-person men's tag match. You're probably going to have a multi-person's Intercontinental Championship match, which I don't mind multi-person matches. You're probably going to have Jade Cargill versus Naomi, because come to find out, it was Naomi that attacked Jade Cargill. So you probably have those two. You're probably going to have Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton, because Randy Orton came out after the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn match and RKO Kevin Owens. So you probably get that. Like I said, you got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte. And this prediction has Logan Paul against AJ Styles, which that match would tear the fucking house down. So I wouldn't mind that. But I think Punk gets added to the championship match. It's triple threat. I think Rhea gets added. That's part of her rematch. Makes it a triple threat match. I'm excited for WrestleMania. It's gonna be Las Vegas this year. I wish I could go, but watch it from home. And we gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna sit back, enjoy WrestleMania for what it is, and I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see the build up towards this match for the next month, for this month and all of April, because WrestleMania is not until April 20th. So I'm excited to see where this goes and the build up and see everything. So that's all I got for today. Thank you for tuning in. You know, breaking news happens. We got to jump on. I had to jump on. I was like, this happened. I want to get this done. Let's get on here. But like I said, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like, share, comment on what you think of the Cena heel turn. Did you think it was the right thing to do? Did you think it had the same effect that when Hogan turned, which I really do. It's just in a different time. We're not in the same time where people are throwing trash into the fucking ring, but we're at a different time, because I saw one video a parent shared of their kid, and the kid was crying. Little John Cena out here making kids cry. So I'm here for it. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Hit the comment. I want to know what y'all think about all this. The Cena thing, the Chiefs trade. Let's go. Like I said, thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.